So what I want to briefly cover first are the four main typographic styles that you commonly see in design. The first category is serif type. Now, a serif refers to that little pointy area you see at the ends of the letter forms. This is essentially an additional line or stroke attached to the thicker line of that letter. Now, here are some examples of some serif typefaces you can find right in Kittl. And the neat thing about serifs is that there are so many different variations that can convey a different emotion or style. So for example, serif typefaces are commonly associated with a few genres like maybe classical, Victorian, serious, elegant, and sometimes even playful as you move into, let's say, a 60s or 70s style serif type. There are even subsets of serif type like what we call a Slab-Serif, which is a blocky approach to serif typography, and that can give you an entirely different emotion in your design. So as you saw from these examples, the typography really helps you tie together the overall theme or emotion of a design. Now let's talk about sans-serif type. These typefaces are what people may refer to as clean or blocky, maybe even minimal or modern, and the sans there at the beginning of the word means without or not. You guessed it, a sans-serif font means no serif. But here are some typefaces you can use right now in Kittl, and as I show you some examples, notice how the designs take on a different emotion than what I showed you before with the serif type designs. They have a much more modern aesthetic to them, sometimes even easier to read or decipher, and this makes sans-serif type the perfect choice for poster design or body text on websites, something that needs to be very, very clear and easy to read. Now let's jump into script type. And this one might be one of the easiest to understand. When you hear the word script, you kind of understand the lineage or the history coming from calligraphy or the art of using the pen to draw letters, and quite honestly, all typography pretty much stems from that. But with script, of course, you have a lot of different styles. You can have everything from a monoline and thin script to a very thick and vintage-inspired script, and both, of course, have different use cases. As I show you these examples, notice how the feeling is more elegant or bouncy, if that's an emotion, maybe even luxurious at times. And because script fonts have this more personal touch to them, they make an amazing choice for your wedding card invitations, or maybe a premium spirits brand where you have that signature on a whiskey or a vodka bottle. Okay, the last common type style we're going to talk about is display type, and others may commonly refer to this as decorative type. And the reason that these typefaces don't necessarily adhere to the other three categories is, well, because they were built for a different purpose, and they're a bit wild at times, so they don't really play by the rules of the other three categories. And they all vary so greatly, so let's look at some of these examples and see for yourself why they belong in a category of their own, even though you still perceive an emotion or feeling or idea of the design that's tied together by the use of this display type. Now, of course, because typefaces and fonts vary so greatly, there's no one hard and fast definition or rule for how you have to use a serif or sans-serif or decorative or whatever kind of type. As you start to play with type in your design, you'll start to understand how it ties together the entire theme or the emotion or whatever it is you're trying to convey. Now, if you want to see other tutorials using Kittl, I have these videos here on my right that I know you're going to enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any upcoming videos and features and things like that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.